Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a quick review of Transformers #1 from Image Comics, which just came out today at the time of this recording. So this is from Skybound, right? It's part of this new Energon universe that Image has been putting out over the last few months. It all started in Void Rivals by Robert Kirkman, but it's like this shared universe that they're doing between Transformers and G.I. Joe, as well as like the new stuff that's actually being made in Void Rivals, right? So when I found out that Daniel Warren Johnson was going to be writing and drawing this issue of Transformers, which is supposed to be an ongoing series, I don't know how long he's actually going to last on this, writing and drawing every issue monthly. I bet we'll have some guest art or something like that. But I needed to pick this up when I heard about that, right? He's done Do a Power Bomb, he did Beta Ray Bill. One of my favorite comics creators. He has a really great, kind of like jumbled art style that I find appealing, but his writing is also great, and he's been more of a writer over the last few years. Here's a preview of the art inside, right? So he crafts like really emotional tales. He really gets into character studies and everything. That's why I knew I had to pick this up, even though I've never read anything Transformers, I've never watched Transformers or anything. I can name like Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, but all I've ever done is like watch the newest movie, Rise of the Beasts. I have no knowledge besides that, so I was hopping into this as a completely new reader, right? And just because it's part of this new universe, it was kind of my incentive for doing this. But, that's a little bit of a disclaimer before I really get into it. I'll give a score out of 10 at the end. But first of all, my thoughts on like the artwork and the writing. I like this for the most part. I feel like as a new reader to Transformers, just not knowing all these characters that ended up popping up as the story went on, I felt like I was a little bit hopping into something I didn't quite have a grasp of, but it was still pretty new reader friendly. We get like the beginnings of whatever plot line is going to be continuing throughout the rest of the series, right? So the Transformers and the Decepticons seem to be crash landed on Earth on the same ship. And we've got like a tie to the Void Rivals series with the character Jetfire, who appears in that series, also appears here. I'm not going to be getting into any spoilers here, but just kind of a basic rundown, right? And then of course we've got humans involved, and I really liked these characters that Daniel Warren Johnson introduced. The main character is Spike. He's got some sort of like familial history. He's having trouble with his dad, and it seems like he lost his brother, the dad lost his son, and they're still kind of coping over that. They were like getting into that and into what's actually going on with the characters, but then we're just thrown into this crazy action that we see for the entire rest of the issue pretty much. And whatever rivalry is going to be happening going forward. It seems like Energon is going to be a big problem here. They need that to fuel themselves, I guess. I really don't know enough about the Transformers and how they work, but that seems to be the gist of it. And that's going to be a problem going forward because they're crash landed on Earth. They need to somehow figure out a way to get back to their homeworld and all that. So yeah, I mean, I like the artwork. I liked how Daniel Warren Johnson drew the Transformers for the most part. I don't know if it's just because I haven't really like consumed enough Transformers media, but it kind of felt silly seeing these robots talk to each other and stuff. And then when like they become planes or trucks, and transform into the vehicles that humans can accept them as, and they'd also be talking into speech bubbles just coming out of like a flying plane. It was kind of hard for me to look past that, but I'm sure that any long-term Transformers fans will get a kick out of this, right? So good artwork. I really like the coloring. Like I said, I want to see Daniel Warren Johnson continue on doing this series more long-term, but I'm really not sure like how long he's going to end up lasting, whether he's going to need guest writing or guest art or whatever the plan will be. So we'll see about G.I. Joe also. That's supposed to wrap in with this universe as well somehow. We haven't really gotten any hints to that yet, so I'm also curious how that's going to pan out long-term. But let me know what you guys thought of this issue. If you already picked it up, what are your thoughts? My final rating for this one on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll probably give it like a 7. I think just as a new reader, it was a little bit hard to get into, but any like long-term Transformers fans are probably going to love it. There's a bunch of characters that were brought in who I'm sure are already established and everything. So if you're a Transformers fan, I definitely recommend that one, but I'll stick with it even though I'm not, and hopefully I can build up some knowledge. That was my review though. I hope you guys liked it. If you have been enjoying the content, you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to do that. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.